Okay, so picture this. You're running late for a meeting, it's pouring rain, and your phone is about to die. You just want to get out of the weather, right?
Right.
But instead of searching for your umbrella and then trying to hail a cab, a sleek driverless car pulls up. You hop in, tell it your destination, and boom, you're chauffeured through rush hour traffic without lifting a finger. Is this the future of transportation?
Yeah, that's the question.
Well, it's definitely the big question surrounding Tesla's upcoming event on October 10th, 2024. We've got a stack of articles and analyses about this event, and honestly, it feels a lot less like science fiction and a lot more like next week's tech headlines, you know?
Yeah, what's fascinating about this event is that Tesla's generating a lot of buzz, and
Hmm.
it's all around what appears to be a prototype reveal of their highly anticipated RoboTaxi. They're going all out to paint this picture of a not-so-distant future, where hailing a driverless car is as commonplace as, I don't know, like ordering takeout.
Right, or calling an Uber or something like that. It all sounds incredibly cool, but let's be real, this isn't something we're going to be downloading on our phones tomorrow, is it?
You're right to be skeptical.
Mm.
The articles do a good job highlighting that while the technology is impressive, mass production and rollout of robotaxis are still a ways off.
Yeah.
Yeah, this demo is likely more about grabbing headlines and showcasing Tesla's technological progress.
So why the delay? Is it just about perfecting the technology, or are there other factors at play?
It's a really complex mix of both. Technically, we're talking about a convergence of incredibly sophisticated hardware and software. These robotaxis rely on advanced sensor systems, most likely things like LiDAR, which uses pulsed lasers to measure distances, and ultrasonic sensors that use sound waves to detect objects. And then all of that has to work together with intricate machine learning algorithms to allow these cars to navigate complex environments. And all of this is incredibly expensive right now, which makes mass production a real challenge. But even if Tesla could magically make these robotaxis affordable tomorrow, there are still massive regulatory hurdles to overcome.
Oh, absolutely.
Autonomous vehicles, especially those without a human driver, are facing intense scrutiny from safety regulators across the world. Getting approval for widespread use will likely take years, not months.
That makes you wonder if mass deployment of robotaxis is still a ways off. What's the real strategy here for Tesla? Why all the hype now?
That's the million-dollar question. And this is where things get even more interesting. You see, this event might not just be about pricey self-driving taxis for the elite. It could also be our first real glimpse at the much-rumored Tesla Model 2.
Ah, yes, the Model 2, the mythical $25,000 Tesla that's been the talk of the town. If they could actually deliver on that, it would be a complete game changer.
Precisely. Imagine the impact on the entire automotive industry if Tesla can crack the code on affordable, high-quality EVs. Not only would they tap into a whole new customer base that prioritizes affordability, but they could also force their competitors to slash prices, potentially sparking mass EV adoption. We actually have some analysts predicting Tesla's stock could skyrocket to $295 a share if they nail this launch.
Wow, that's a significant jump, even for a company like Tesla, which has already seen its fair share stock market fluctuation.
It certainly is. But the articles also caution that Tesla's walking a tightrope here. If they fumble the Model 2 launch, or if it ends up cannibalizing sales of their existing models, that stock price could plummet to $220.
High stakes indeed. But before we get too caught up in the hype of futuristic robotaxis and game-changing EVs, let's address the elephant in the room. Or maybe I should say, the stalled production line in the factory. We've got reports of slowdowns and some high-profile executives leaving the company. Does this signal internal trouble?
That's an excellent point, and it does raise
Oh,
concerns.
yeah.
Yeah, it does raise some concerns because, with all these balls in the air,
Yeah, or are they biting off more than they can chew?
yeah, exactly. Can they realistically launch a revolutionary robotaxi service and a brand new mass market car while battling these production issues at the same time?
Right, because we've seen this before. Companies get really ambitious,
That's a lot.
maybe overconfident. And let's not forget, amidst all this talk of driverless cars and affordable EVs, there's another intriguing piece of the puzzle, Optimus, Tesla's humanoid robot. The rumors swirling around this thing are wild.
I know, right?
Some articles are even suggesting it might make an appearance at the event serving snacks.
Yeah, the image of Optimus offering canapes to tech journalists is definitely a memorable one. But I think there's a strategic element to this seemingly bizarre rumor.
Okay.
Even as a carefully orchestrated demo, showcasing Optimus speaks to Tesla's larger vision
Oh.
of a future deeply intertwined with AI and automation.
So instead of looking at this as Tesla spreading itself too thin, maybe they're strategically positioning themselves to dominate multiple industries in the future.
Yeah, I think that's the idea they're trying to project.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bold strategy, there's no doubt,
Yeah.
and only time will tell if they can successfully weave these seemingly disparate threads into a cohesive and profitable future.
This feels bigger than just a car company at this point. We're talking about a potential paradigm shift in how
Mm,
we think about transportation, automation, even our relationship with technology,
I see.
right? Okay, so we've laid out the stakes. We've got driverless cars, affordable EVs, robot butlers maybe, and a whole lot of questions about Tesla's grand plans. But where does that leave our listener? What should they be paying attention to amidst all the hype?
The key here is to look beyond the spectacle, the shiny prototypes, and the bold promises. The real story will unfold in the details.
So how do we separate the signal from the noise? What are the key takeaways that you should be watching for at this Tesla event?
Well, I think the first thing to pay attention to is Tesla's messaging around production. Will they address the recent slowdowns head-on? Will they offer any concrete timelines for scaling up production?
Right, for both the RoboTaxi and the Model 2.
Exactly. And any ambiguity on this front could signal that those attractive stock predictions are, a little overly optimistic.
So it's not just about what cool tech they're showing off, it's about their plan to actually get it into the hands of consumers.
Exactly. The second crucial element to watch for is any indication of how Tesla plans to navigate the regulatory minefield surrounding autonomous vehicles.
Right, because that's a big one.
Yeah, will they offer any hints about, like, partnerships with regulatory bodies?
Hmm.
Any glimpses into their safety testing data? Because keep in mind, regulatory approval is not just a formality. It's a make-or-break hurdle for Tesla's robotaxi ambitions.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the technology and just forget about the real-world logistics of bringing something this revolutionary to market.
Absolutely. And then finally, pay close attention to how Tesla chooses to connect the dots between its various projects. Will they provide any concrete examples of how the technology underpinning Optimus is being leveraged for their automotive ambitions? Will they articulate a clear vision for how these seemingly disparate ventures, self-driving cars, affordable EVs, and even humanoid robots fit into a unified strategy?
Because if they can't connect those dots in a way that makes sense, it starts to look less like a master plan and more like, well, maybe just a bunch of cool ideas without a clear path to profitability.
Precisely. And that's what makes this event so fascinating. It's not just a product launch. It's a pivotal moment for Tesla to make its case to the world. They need to convince investors, regulators, and consumers alike that they're not just chasing hype, but that they're building the future one innovation at a time.
So as you watch this event unfold, remember, it's more than just a flashy tech demo. It's a high-stakes performance where Tesla's future hangs in the balance.
And with that in mind, what are your predictions? Is Tesla spreading itself too thin, or are they about to revolutionize multiple industries?
We want to hear from you. Head over to our social media, join the conversation, and tell us what stood out to you. Did Tesla deliver on the hype, or did they leave you with more questions than answers?
We'll be back next week to break it all down, separating the substance from the spectacle. Until then, happy watching.